Hi, everyone, and welcome to Business 203 Business Communication. This is the course that answers your question, how can I present myself as a real professional, a true professional who has learned a good number of skills and skills for employments and also skills for your everyday life, and also the basis for our learning to becoming a lifelong learner. Anyway, my name is Professor Sandy, and I did not make a picture of myself because you will see me on Thursday, August the 29th at 11 a.m. in the faculty staff dining room. All of that information is located right here in the welcome page. And obviously, once you saw the class is now available and you clicked into the link, this is what you're seeing. Now, I'm asking you, everyone, to please take a look at assignments. We'll talk about that in a minute. And look at the introductory assignments, which are due the day before the class starts. I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable using Blackboard. Everyone knows that you've signed up for an online class, and we're going to talk about that in a second. All right, so this is where you're going to see all of your information. Once you log into Blackboard and log into CUNY first and click into Blackboard and click into my course, then you'll be able to see the announcements page and all the announcements that needs to go with it. Who am I? Some of you already know me because you've had me in other classes, and some of you know me because I'm your advisor for the Office Technology program. And here's my picture. It's not that different than what I look like right now. I've given you, obviously you have my work number, but I have also given you my cell phone number so that you know exactly how to get in touch with me. I even have a Skype address so that you can get a hold of me. So there's no reason for you to sit down and say, I can't get a hold of Professor Sandy, she's never available. Not true. All right, you have my cell phone, you can text me, you can email me. I strongly suggest that you either text or email me rather than using the cell phone, because many times I'm in class, many times I'm at meetings, many times I'm underground at the subway. So I walk with my cell phone, but certainly not in the classroom. So I also need a paper trail to make sure that I've responded to you. So that's the reason for asking you to text me or to email me. All right. And this is more of who I am. So make sure you take a look at this and read it. Okay. Take a look at course information. What is this course all about? Here's the description of the course, which is contained in your catalog. All right. Also, the course objectives, make sure you read through that. What we plan to do in this class. Okay, guidelines to professionalism. These are not instructions for the class. This is your stepping stone to professionalism. I know some of you are ready to graduate and you say, I already know how to do this. This is true, but let's make sure that we review and understand clearly what is expected of you when you graduate from Hostos Community College, especially from the business program, because this is a class in the business department. Even though I have students from liberal arts, and I have a student who's a non-matric, and I have a student who's in public administration, these are all employment skills that you will need no matter what career you're going into. And this is why we do this in the business department. All right, so we're going to talk more about guidelines in the first day of class. All right, but to make sure that you understand what we're talking about. Since this is a college, we are exposed to general education. That means you're not automatons, you're not machines. All right, so you have to do some thinking. You have to be academic literate, global citizenship, communication, and science and math. Okay, so there will be many activities addressing each of those areas. All right, what are our rubrics? Okay, how are you going to be judged? Critical thinking, all of these, okay? And you click into all of them, ladies and gentlemen, and you will see, okay, the rubrics for each one of them, how you're being graded. All right, so some of us are attempting the skill, some of us are here developing the skill. Most of us are mastering skill, and very few of us are incorporating the skills, which means that you really have this down pat. All right, so we're still working on all of this. Even I still need to work on my writing, and I'm a pretty decent writer. Decent is not the same as being extremely proficient. All right, hybrid. This is a hybrid section, meaning this is an online class. So that just because you saw, oh, we only meet once a week, so this can't be hard, you will have work to do outside of the class, obviously. Now, in class, and make sure you read through all of this, ladies. Make sure you read through all of this, everyone, because, all right, you will have in-class assignments, and I'm going to address that in a minute. Your in-class assignment is going to be different from the work that you're doing at home. Some of the work we will start in class and you will finish at home, or on your, when I say at home, I mean online. All right. So coming to class is extremely important because you will be graded for in-class assignments. All right. Now we'll talk about that in a minute, but just to let you know that just because this class is hybrid and meets once a week, that you put your feet up and you finish for the day. No, it doesn't mean that. And if somebody really has trouble understanding that, I will make sure to make it very clear to the person who has a problem understanding. This is a fun activity, your learning style. Who are you? What makes you tick in terms of learning? So if you go in here and you take a look at the explanation of learning styles, an overview, and maybe even take the quizzes and see what type of learning style you are. Okay? But I'm pretty sure by now most of you already know this. But just to make sure that it's a little fun, just for you to take a look at. Certainly not anything I'm grading, but just for you to know. In addition, I might ask you a question on the first day of class. What is your learning style? Okay? So, we go to in-class assignments. Very important. Face-to-face class sessions will concentrate on course content via team-building assignments. Or you'll notice, everyone, that I have teams on the side menu. All right. So in class, you will be in teams. Now I'm going to talk about the teams in 1 minute. They're already posted. Your teams are already posted in Blackboard. The face-to-face in-class assignments will count towards your final grade. Therefore, you are expected to attend every class. Now, if you choose to miss class because you feel you're in college and you can afford to miss class, that's on you. I have no problem with that. But your team will have a problem with that. You will have a problem with that with your team members. Certainly not with me, because I will discuss with you your professional development in the class. Remember, this is really, it's a class, but it's also a workshop on preparing you for facing the real world. You will be working in teams. Nobody works all by himself or herself. Some of you are already working, whether you're an assistant manager or a manager, or you're in retail, or you're doing something else. You know you have to work with other people, whether you like them or not, whether you like working in teams or not. This is the reality. All right. So if we take a look now, okay, so your face-to-face class sessions, the days that we meet on Thursday, you will be working. You'll have a team assignment each week, and that team assignment will be graded. Now go into teams. Now you'll see, okay, this is what I see as a faculty member and the teacher of this class. However, you will see only team 1 or team 2, just one team. That is your team. So click in there, okay, because you'll be able to do this. I can't, this is looking at your site as a student, because I can't see this. I can't see who your team is, but I know who your team is, obviously, because when I use the teacher view, I get to see everyone. So it would be very good for you to introduce yourself before the class starts. And I'll show you in a second right now how you can do this. All right. So these are the members of group 1. But notice you have a file exchange, which means that you can exchange. Obviously, there's nothing there now, but it's like an email where you upload a site where you upload files. You have a group discussion board, you have a group wiki, and you can send email. All right, this is only to your group. No one else in the class will see what you exchange with your team. All right, I will be the one to see all of this, but only your team members and myself will be able to see what you exchange. So it would be really nice to see all of this before the first day of class, August 29th. All right, ladies. All right, everybody. So you'll see groups. Okay. So click into your team, and again, you're not going to see all of this. You'll only see team 1 or team 2 or team 5 or team 6. This is a large class, everyone, so I'm trying to make sure that we're all comfortable with each other. All right, going back now to course information. All right, now this is a writing, and in addition to being a hybrid class, this is also writing intensive. What does writing intensive mean? Obviously, it means you're going to write. Some students are so surprised that they have to write in a business communications class. All right, but make sure that you understand that this is writing intensive. All right. So we will be not concentrating on your writing as well as your professional development and how you present yourself and how you speak in front of a class and how you work in teams. All of this is your professional development that you will be doing for the rest of your life. Please click into the Writing Center video so that you understand what the Writing Center is all about. Writing Center is not negative. If I suggest that you go to the Writing Center, I'm asking you to look at your writing as a professional. All right. All of us hate to write. All of us hate to stand in front of the room. All of us hate all of those things. But you are a professional. You are getting your associate's degree to move up the ladder, whether it's in corporate America, whether it's as a non-profit non-profit agency, whatever it is that you are doing, you are a professional in training at Hostos. That's what you are, a professional in training, particularly in this class, which seeks to develop your professional persona or your professional image. All right, so I'm glad we got that. We can talk more about that if you have any questions. All right, you can ask them at the first day of class, or you can post them in discussion board, which I'll go over in a minute. Okay, syllabus. What are we going to learn in this class? We're going to learn a great deal of things. We have a lot of exciting opportunities. So this should be fun. Not crying all over the place of all the things that you don't want to do and can't do and yada, 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 yada. Okay? So make sure you go through the syllabus, everyone, so that you see what's required. You'll see a little clearer than the website. Everything that's here was also in the website. All right? All of these, this, that, go over it. This is how you're going to dress when you make your presentation, your midterm, and your final presentation. Now, men are supposed to be in suits. I'm not hearing anything that you don't have a suit the day before or the day of your presentation, because you know this now. And now is the time for you to get prepared. You are only going to be dressed professionally twice for the semester. Your midterm presentation and your final presentation. All the other times you can dress in your jeans or whatever it is that you're dressing. Obviously, you're going to put on clothes when you come to class. I'm not even discussing that. This is how the women are supposed to look. Exactly. If you decide to dress differently, then you're going to have, you're not going to get the full 5 points for your presentation. All right. So we're going to start with introductory assignments, and you'll notice that we're going to start with chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, all out of order, and there's a reason for the sequence. All right. And you'll see all of these activities. Each of these chapters will have a specific activity. All right. There is no extra credit for this class. It's in the syllabus. It's also right here. All right. This is what your grade is going to be based on. Notice there is no extra credit for this class, and there is no incomplete for this course. So if you do not make up the work, if you are not on top of your work, your grade will be affected. All right, so let's go back to the syllabus. All right, and you'll see the same thing that's on the syllabus is on Blackboard. 40% of your grade is based on formal writing assignments. Then you have the individual midterm presentation. That's worth 20%. The team final presentation is worth 20%. And your assignments are worth 20%. What is it that you do not see? Yes, you do not see a midterm exam. You do not see quizzes. And you do not see a final exam. So it's obvious that all of your work is based on both work in class as well as work outside of class. Writing, presentations, all of that. It's not based on midterm quizzes, and you don't see anything with participation because your in-class writing assignments are class participation. This is a college level class, so there's no R. This is a 200 level class, so you know it's a college level class. The grades are based on this. Okay? And again, if you don't like the way that looks over there on the syllabus, it's over here on Blackboard. Okay? The grading standards. Because you will ask me. There is always someone in the class who will ask me for extra credit. If you cannot do all the work and you see how much work is involved, all right, then you can't do extra credit nor am I going to take the time to give you extra credit, because I've taken the time to create all of these assignments for you. All right. So now let's look at, let's continue with course information. Okay. We did the grading standards, submitting an assignment. You'll get to learn how to do all of that. We went through dress requirement, attendance policy. This is a hybrid course. Attendance is even more important because the class meets only once a week. Everyone is expected to attend every session on time. The class meets at 11 a.m. It does not meet at 11:01. It does not meet at 11:30. It is in session at 11:01. So if just Jesus, Moses, and Mohammed are in my class at 11 a.m., I start the class, and everyone is late after that. All right? Again, this is your professional development. If you have trouble attending class on time here at Hostos, what are you going to do when you're working? And then don't sit down and tell me, well, that's because I get paid. You are getting paid to do this. You're getting paid, and you'll get much more money later on. So all of you, when you make $100,000 an hour and say, oh, I did this on my own, remember, you learned all of these skills in business communications class. All right, everyone, so let's continue. Okay, guidelines for sending email. I don't think I need to talk about that, but just to make sure that you understand that when you send me an email, not only to me, but also to your peers in the class, all right, the email must be checked for proper grammar and spelling before you send anything. This is not a chat, so it's email is a formal business document, such as like a business letter or a memo, business report, correct grammar, clear sentences. Remember, this is a communications class. If I can't understand your email or your text, then something is wrong with the way I'm communicating with you. All right, everyone. So let's go into assignments. And let's look at our introductory. First of all, let's go through. So you'll see you have assignments. Remember, September 5th, which is our class day, is a conversion day. We're following a Monday schedule. All right. So next Thursday, September 5th, the Thursday after our first class meeting, we will not meet. However, you will have assignments. I don't want you to feel lonely. All right. You'll see your midterm written PowerPoint presentation are due October the 24th. You have plenty of time to get a suit, get dressed. I don't want to hear women saying you want a pantsuit. That's not an option. This is exactly how I want it. You want to argue with me before or after the class? I have no problem with that. Some other dates to remember. Tuesday, November the 5th is the last day to withdraw from the course. I don't expect anybody to withdraw from anything. And Wednesday, November 6th is the last day to apply for graduation. We'll talk more about that when I put the announcement on the announcements page. All right. And obviously Thanksgiving Day, there are no classes. And the last day of this class session will be your last presentation. All right. So now let's see what you have to do for the introductory assignments. All right. Your first introductory assignment is to buy the book. Now, some of you have Cengage product. You've already signed up in your business classes, so make sure that you continue with that so you don't have to pay this exorbitant amount of money. We'll talk more about this. There are 3 students who are not business students, so I will talk to you after class on this, or you can send me an email. I prefer that you send me an email before we meet on August the 29th. Ask me any questions or share any issues that you have about the textbook. All right. Your first introductory assignment is that. The second part is, are you ready? This should be done by August the 28th. Most of you already know how to use Blackboard and have done online, but you have to complete all 6 of these topics, all 6, to get a certificate. And everybody knows what a certificate is. Some of you are showing me proof that you registered for the class, for the Are You Ready? That's nice, but that's not a certificate. So make sure that you submit the certificate. You can take a picture of the certificate, whatever it is that you want to do in the assignment link. Okay? And this is, of course, submitting an assignment. Part 3 of this. Click into the discussion board. So you click in here. And you will see, okay, introduce yourself video. Okay, so now I've given you instructions on how to present yourself, introduce yourself, giving you all of the instructions. This has to be done by 11 p.m. Wednesday, August the 28th, the day before, for 2 reasons. Number 1, you're able to do. If you're reading this now, you're able to get this work done. What is it to introduce yourself for about a minute, telling not only me, but the class, because remember, these are your teammates. All right. So introducing yourself, who you are, your name, of course, your major, and anything that you want to share with the class, your career goals, something that's related to the class. You don't have to tell me that you have 49,000 children. I share that with you so that you know who I am. But if you feel like sharing all of that, that's fine. But the basic, your name, your major, and your career goals, and why you enrolled in the class. Okay, that's always helpful. Okay, and then there's another, which is also due by August the 28th. Do you like working with numbers? All right, or do you like writing? So which are you more comfortable with? Are you more comfortable writing or working with numbers? And of course, you know how to get in here. Okay, you create a thread, and clicking create a thread, and it looks just like an email. Okay, you put the subject, working with numbers, or writing, and then just type in whatever it is that you want to type. Okay, and then of course you have to click submit. If you don't click submit, nothing happens. All right, everyone. So we understand that. Now, any questions that you have about the class, anything, not sure about this, not sure about the assignment, questions about the assignment, make sure that you post them in the Q&A forum, realizing that other people might have the same question, and by answering your question, everybody gets the answer. I'm not the only person who knows what's going on in this class. Excuse me. Some of you also work at 1, 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning, which is fine. Somebody is probably up. I can tell you it's not Professor Sandy who's up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. All right. So if you have a question, create the thread. I don't understand why we have to dress in suits for men and women and all of this other stuff. So ask all those questions and have a dialogue. And if you don't feel comfortable asking the questions here, remember, you have your team. You're probably going to feel much closer to your team in asking those questions, because remember, each team has a group discussion board. So if you have questions about anything and you don't feel like posting it in the general discussion board, then by all means, post your question in the team discussion board, and somebody in your team will be able to answer. All right? I think you can figure out that this is not really all that difficult. Okay? So for the 2 assignments, discussion board assignments that are due before the first day of class, they're very simple. I'm not asking you to do a term paper. I'm not asking you to write the Declaration of Independence. I'm not asking any of that. All right? Okay? The next thing I want you to think about. Okay, sorry, everyone. All right, go back to introductory assignments. So I showed you the discussion board assignments. And the last assignment, which is part 3 is the discussion board, part 4. So 3 things that you have to have done before the first day of class. Introducing yourself, and that's through the discussion board. Putting the link on the discussion board. Writing or working with numbers discussion board. And the other one is this, creating an avatar. An avatar is this little picture of who you are, so that each time and I know it's very little, but each time that you submit an assignment, your avatar will show up. So once you create this avatar, and I see your picture, because some of you have already done this, if you take a look at the teams, let me go into team 4 so that team 1 doesn't feel I'm picking on them. Okay, so you see the little avatar on Mr. Rosario and Miss Tavares. All right, the rest of you don't have your avatar yet, but as soon as you follow the instructions, all right, and it's very simple. So don't sit down there and say it's going to take 50 years. It only takes 3 seconds to do this. All right, as long as you have a picture. And make sure you have a picture. Now, some of you don't want to put your picture on the internet. I can understand that. Remember, everyone, that the Blackboard is only confined to this class, to no one else in the college, only to this class. So if you still feel uncomfortable about doing that, choose a picture, choose a flag, choose anything that represents you. All right? But please don't leave it blank, because everyone in the class should be identified. All right. This is an online class. Even though it's hybrid, some of you may be in a fully online class or go into a fully online class. You should be prepared as to how to have yourself presented. Okay. So that is all that I want to go over with you. One other thing that I'd like to go over with you right now, and that is Kahoot. Okay. This I would really like you to do. This is what Kahoot. Now, some of you may be on Kahoot. I'd like you to put this in your cell phone and not on the site. Obviously, I can't do the cell phone, show you the cell phone here. But the point that I want you to make, click into Kahoot. I know it's not one of the assignments because the first day of class, we're going to do a cute little activity. What I will do after this is try and see if I can get the instructions, from the either using the Android Google Play Store or the Apple Store to get Kahoot on your cell phone and just follow the instructions from there. But this is how we spell Kahoot. All right? But I'll give you more instructions on that. Okay? But it's going to be a fun thing for us to do. Okay? So we are all set, ladies. We are all set, everyone, to work on and enjoy business communication, our workshop on professional development. Remember, I am not teaching you anything new. Everyone in this room, in this class, I'm sorry, I'm talking like I'm talking to a classroom. Everyone in this class knows how to write. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in a 200 level class. But how do we make our writing more effective? Everyone in this room has made a presentation. If you took a speech class or you had to work with somebody and making a classroom presentation from your desk. But how do we do this more effectively? How do we make a presentation more effectively? How do we make our PowerPoints, our media that we're using more effective? Okay. Everyone has worked with other people. How do we work in teams more effectively? Excuse me, everyone. This is what this course is about. Your professional image, your professional development that you will carry with you, all through your professional years. Everyone, I really enjoy working with you, looking forward to working with you. I've enjoyed working with some of you in the past. I look forward to working with all of you. I look forward to seeing all of you on Thursday, August the 28th at 11 a.m. in the faculty staff dining room. If you are going to be absent, if you are going to have difficulty getting to class at the faculty staff dining room the first day of class, text me or email me. Never not show up. There is no way that I would never not show up unless I drop dead before the class starts. And that's not going to happen. I can tell you that. I made an arrangement with God once the semester starts. After I hand in my grades, I don't care what happens. But if I am present to you all the time, I expect you to be present to each other in the class all the time. So enjoy the last few days of summer. Get to the beach, the pool, whatever it is. Put your feet up, enjoy, relax, and in between, make sure you get your assignment done because this is not going to take forever. Enjoy yourselves. I look forward to all of you. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.